Hey guys, Hamas28 here with some more Tekkit Legends. Now, since the last time we met off, I've done a ton of work. If you could tell, you could probably notice that there's some new machines here. There's this contraption here. Rolling machine. I've moved some chests over. I've killed some wither skeletons, got some bones. Nothing really useful. If you noticed, I now have this MFE. It's a lot better than the bat box. As you can see, this holds 40,000. This holds 600,000, but with these low tier machines I have to convert it with a LV transformer. And now at the top of our staircase, as you can see, I have this blast furnace here. It takes a very long time to use, but I needed the steel. I have these two coke ovens cooking blocks of coal. They're not really necessary anymore, but I still have them just in case. And it produces creosote oil as a byproduct, and I pump that out into these tanks. As you can tell, it's not very efficient, but stores all the oil for now. And all the machinery down there is powered by this single low voltage solar panel. Works pretty well for what I need it to do. If you can see over there, the quarry is running just fine. No more stuttering, no slowdown, and I don't have to go back thanks to that over there. And I can show you what it's doing over here. Because if you come down here, as you can see, I have just a random chest with some pistons and stuff, pipes, an enchanting square, some books, and I have this energy collector here. Now, what this does is it takes the light from the glowstone, and basically like a solar panel, it collects that power, and it's storing it in this Klein Star Joie. So it's continually adding up more and more EMC. So it's basically allowing me to create matter from energy that transfers, since matter cannot be created or destroyed. Now what that structure over in the south was doing, basically this, it's taking this, it's pumping refined fuel into this massive tank. You can see that it holds 4.8 million units of fuel. And I just noticed that the minimap is actually working for once. So you can actually finally see what everything is going on. And I got it to do this through these teleport pipes, very expensive, and I'm pumping it back out. I'm pumping it back out of that tank into the quarry that is way over here. So the way I have this running over here is I'll run right over there. Well, swim actually. I'll make a boat. Is that I needed, if I wanted to use anything with liquids, I needed a lot of sealed pipes. Now the problem is, to make a sealed pipe, it's a normal pipe combined with a sealant. But a sealant is made by placing a cactus or hemp material in your crafting, in the crafting slot, and it just makes sealant. But the problem was I couldn't find any sealant at all. But since the minimap is working, I can show you where I had to go. If I zoom out here, you can see I went all the way up here to the coastline, ran all the way down here, ran all the way over here. Right here is where I found a single piece of hemp, and I ran all the way back. The reason all I needed was a single piece of hemp, because if you go hemp, there's the item, but there is hemp itself. You can click uses. Let's see where smelting makes cactus green. Now hemp itself doesn't have an EMC value, but cactus green did. So as soon as I made one, I was able to replicate more. Now this is the entire setup. As you can see, there's a lot of redstone engines, levers, pipes. So what this pump is doing is it's pumping oil from the well that's all the way at the bottom of the ocean, pumping it straight into these pipes. Now what these ones are doing is it's taking out this oil and it's pumping it. As you can see, there's 3 tanks. It's pumping 2 of the tanks in a combustion engines, and then it's pumping it into a refinery. Now this refinery is slowly pushing out a bunch of oil. As you can see, it's not doing that great. As soon as it gets filled up, it immediately falls back down. That means it's not running as fast as it could be, but it's good enough for my purposes. And all the way at the top up here, I have the setup lever. I can just shut it on or off, where it's pulling that refined fuel out into the teleport pipe F1, and it's sending it to the one all the way in the base, so it can be deposited and stored in the tank. It's a ton of fuel. I'm not being very efficient because I'm basically only turning a third of the fuel I'm getting into fuel, since I'm pumping the rest into the combustion tanks. But later on, once it's actually empty, I could probably just send the rest through, then use the fuel to convert the rest in fuel surplus. As you can see here, I got rid of the house, planning on building something else here, something bigger, just because I'm gonna need all the space for everything I'm gonna plan to do. Now, if we run all the way to the quarry system, fastest way is to just come up here and jump off. Now, if we run all the way over here, as we approach, you can tell that obviously it's gotten, if you notice, it's a lot bigger than last time. And that's because the first quarry has finished. And I actually still need to run over here. As you can see, I placed glass over it. You can see all the way down at the bottom. I have to check it every once in a while just to make sure. Lots of cobblestone. This one's a lot longer, is what I made it. Using landmarks, I just extended it out a whole bunch. Now the quarry's operating pretty good. Not as good as it could be, but it doesn't really have a whole lot of stuttering. Now the thing with combustion engines is, as you can see here, it takes fuel and water. Click on this tab here, you can see current output 60 RF per tick, stored 0 RF, heat 100 degrees Celsius. So to maintain 100 degrees Celsius, you need to be constantly pumping water into this, because as it's making energy, it's heating up. Without the water, it's going to continue to heat up until the combustion engine explodes. You don't want it to explode because it's very dangerous. It's right next to this, so it could damage it. So it's helping me create a lot of cobble and ores and other stuff I really need right now. And if you noticed, I'm now wearing diamond armor and a lat pack. The lat pack is a great item from Industrial Craft. As you can see, it stores 300,000 EU, and the diamond drill takes 10,000 EU. So it basically means I don't have to recharge the drill as often anymore. It's a lot more self-sufficient in the fact that I now can mine a lot longer without having to charge it. Very useful because at the rate that it breaks blocks now, it's a lot less efficient than a diamond pickaxe, but it never breaks. It gets a lot slower when it runs out of energy, but it never breaks. Now the reason I need to set up these quarries like that is because I'm running out of stuff. As you can see here, I no longer have any diamonds or gold. But you might ask, but look at all that tin and copper and iron and stuff you have. Well, if you look at it, you can tell that a stack of iron, take half a stack, probably easier. Half a stack of iron ingots is only equivalent to 1 diamond. Half a stack of tin ingots is only equal to 1 diamond. 1 stack of copper ingots is only equal to 1 diamond. So even though it looks like a whole lot of stuff, it's really not that much anymore. That's why I'm still trying to constantly find stuff for it a lot faster. Zinc, I don't think, yeah, zinc doesn't have one, so I'm kind of useless when talking about power. I do have the old stuff here, solar panel. I probably should just hook this up here onto the system just for more power. Not sure why I wasn't doing power. Okay, it's doing fine. So we come back down here. The MFE is constantly decreasing right now, but the bat box is still full because as soon as it's draw power, worth something. Also that. Because the MFE is constantly draining to fill up the bat box, and the bat box is constantly draining to power the machines. And I have this recycler up here. It's very useful for converting any scrap material, stuff that doesn't have an EMC value, such as this cake. Got this cake from recycled boxes. And then the reason I had to produce one of these energy collectors is because if I pull this out, as you can see, it's constantly producing energy. You could put this outside, but it'll only function during the day. That's why you can put the glowstone around it. Flying Star Joie. I'm sorry for anyone that speaks German, I can't pronounce it correctly. You place it like that, and basically it takes out all the stored EMC. So right now it had 21,000 stored, and this item itself is worth 98,000. It basically allows me to store and produce EMC from it. But even then, it's not a whole lot. This is like, so it's 2 diamonds, 2 gold gears, a pump, a mining well, combustion engine. It's because to produce all these high-end machines, it gets really expensive really fast. Like to produce the, I have more of them. No, but to produce those teleport pipes, I needed ender pearls. I needed a diamond in this machine. This machine consumes a ton of electricity really fast because these have to fill up, and they have to fill up this bar depending on what you're building, and whatever you're building can. I know the diamond chipset I had to produce to create the teleport pipes. My God, it took 800,000 RF, which is an insane amount. So what I'm planning on doing next one, since I don't really need full fertilizer, at project, and it brings up all of the equivalent exchange mod stuff. And there's some stuff I really want to get to. As you can see, the energy collector, the maximum generation rate is 4 EMC a second. It can go up to 10,000. But the Mach 2, let's see, 4 is 12, so that's 3 times better collection than the 3 to 2. Well, 2 to 3. Let's see, that's about 3 times. It's a little bit more than 3 times faster collection. But it's a heck of a lot more expensive because the energy collector takes a diamond block. You notice it costs 82,000. Diamond block, furnace, glass, 6 glowstone. Energy collector Mach 2 takes an energy collector Mach 1, glowstone, and dark matter. Dark matter is extremely expensive to produce. As you can see, it takes a block of diamond and 8 Eternius fuel. How do you make that? Well, you need 4 Mobius fuel. How do you make that? You need 4 alchemical coal. And how do you make that? You need 4 normal. It's really expensive really quick. How much was it? I believe I had 2 stacks of coal in here that I used to produce the Klein Star because takes 8 Mobius fuel and a diamond. That's how you get the first one. And then to make the Y version, it's 4 of those. But the difference is it can store a lot more EMC. As you can see, it has a bunch of levels. The Ein, Y, Dry, Sphere, and then the Omega. There's actually an achievement for that. The achievement for getting that one is Project E. Big EMC batteries holding the universe in your pocket, because it's such a big storage of EMC, it might as well be the universe. So I want to work on some of this stuff, like Gem of Eternal Density. Very expensive item, but it's really useful. So the next thing I want to get to help convert, because right now I have to toss everything in here to convert EMC. Grab all that. But there exists an item, it's a chest. Yeah, the energy condenser. Really, really expensive, but you place it down, you put an item that you want, any other item you throw in that's worth EMC will immediately be condensed into making a new one. So it's extremely useful. How do you make... doesn't tell me how to... Should be the same as a normal furnace though. Chemical chest. Something I'm gonna want to get because our chemical chest holds a lot more. So if I get one of those, I could probably just put it over there. So I'm gonna run over there. I'm gonna exit out. I'm gonna, what's it called? What is the term for removing items from? Well, I guess it's removing items from the chest, but that's not the words I was trying to say. So I'm gonna remove the items from the chest. I totally forgot what I was gonna say beforehand. Because this is a massive quarry. As you can see, it's a 8 by something. I'm gonna go all the way down to bedrock. So that's 8 times however far out times 64 basically. So 8 times 64 is already a ton of blocks. But it's even more than that. We got iron, copper. So grab all of this. Fill my inventory. Okay, got it. Now, limestone doesn't have any EMC value. But the way I get around this is that I throw it into my recycler, and the recycler, the chance, it's about, I believe it was a 1 in 16 or 1 in 8. It has whatever chance. It has a small percent chance to take whatever item it recycles and turns it into scrap. Now 9 scrap creates a scrap box, and the scrap box has a chance of giving you anything. It can even give you diamonds. Really makes no sense, so get your limestone, toss it in there. See, it's now, I used the hopper just because I could drop a bunch of items in there. I'll start recycling. So now it's making scrap, and once I have enough, I can turn that into the box. Activate the box to get a random item, because since the scrap and the box aren't anything, but the item that comes out is, that's how I convert those empty items into something I can use. Well, let's see, tin, copper, iron, any other, no, not real. Export it. Finish. Put that in there. See the next one, grab the iron. Because iron's in short supply around here. There it is, iron. Let's get 40 iron, throw in the rest of the zinc. So let's see, what are the uses for zinc? Zinc block, brass, plate, a zinc block. Not a whole lot of stuff actually. So I might be better off, since I'm not really going into blue power right now, to just convert it into scrap, see what I can get out of it. Let's see, so I'm gonna burn the rest of it. Because even though it's a lot, it's not worth it. But even after all that, it's only 1,000, not even 1 diamond yet. It used to be a lot smaller. I believe it used to be 256 cobblestone just to generate 1 diamond. Pull this back up. And we are nearing the end of our episode. Let it finish. We are nearing the end, and really the next thing I want to accomplish is upgrading the machines, because right now these machines are at their basic form. Go into dust. Each machine has a better form. The macerator can be up to a rotary macerator, advanced machine block, advanced stylized carbon plating. Each one can be upgraded into a better form. Only difference is they can't really use a bat box energy. They have to use these, and the massive one, for the MFSU, holds way more energy, but also outputs a lot more. You need something with a ton of energy capabilities to really try to use it efficiently. But it's not that difficult to do. So that's what I'm going to try to accomplish in between next episode and now. And don't worry. That's why I built this stop zone. And with that, I'll see you guys next time.